Hi everyone, my name is Vishali. I'm going to bring to you another video today in which I will be channeling and bringing through a message from my divine self. So my meditation journey and my spiritual journey has shown me that I am more than this body, that I am something beyond the body. So certain experiences that I've had have shown me that the body is something that I use, but it is not the entirety of who I am. So there's a part of myself that I experience that's very loving, and it feels like a warm embrace. The divine self, how I came to the term, and it just happened over time. Actually, um, I heard the term God self. I heard the term oneself, and some people call this the higher self. I called it a divine self because it felt right to me. Um, it felt guided intuitively, and I wanted, I guess, a message from this name that wants to be expressed is that you are the divine state. You are this divine source. And so many of us on our spiritual journey, I feel like, search outside of ourselves. We search, um, somewhere else for God. We search somewhere else for source. And even with my journey, I remember having this deep longing for God and thinking, just I want to meet you, I want to know you. And I remember one specific experience that I had. It was in the very early time when I was just realizing and learning kind of about healing and energy healing. And I remember that um, like I was in an energy healing session, and I remember this overwhelming feeling to know God came over me. And I felt so much love and just this incredible longing um, for the divine and for the source. And I felt like, that it was something that it was like a deep inner desire. It was like something that I I had been missing inside of me, or that I know that this place exists, but I want it. I want it again. Or it was that type of feeling like, where are you? I need you here. I'd like to experience you. It was that type of feeling and this deep devotion and love. Um, and then I remember that I started to feel like I was coming out of the pores of my body. Like I felt like I was exiting out of the pores of my body. And I had to sit down during the healing. After this started to happen, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to leave this world. Like I'm leaving. My spirit is going. It felt like almost a death. And so I said to my mom, who was there at the time, I said, I might go, but don't be afraid. It's gonna be okay. It's all okay. And she said to me, what? Like she was just stunned, right? As you can imagine, you're telling your parent that you're perhaps dying because you've had this like spiritual you're having this spiritual experience, and she was just baffled. So I sat down on the chair. I remember her bringing me a glass of water, and I was just feeling like I was coming out of my body, and like I was almost out. And at that point, when I was almost about to fully leave, I remember feeling a deep love and appreciation and gratitude for Earth. And I remember thanking the Earth. For some reason, in like all my attention went directly to the Earth. And I remember thanking the planet and saying, thank you, Mother Earth, for giving me this experience, for giving me this life. I might be leaving now. And I was just in complete gratitude. And so as I did that, I was almost lifted out, and then out of the pores of my body, right? Each pore of my body. Then I remember coming back in But coming back in, I remember something being poured into me, like almost like a liquid. It felt very much like a liquid being poured in, but it was coming in from the top of my crown and it went all the way to the bottom, to the sacrum, right? Like the bottom of the spine. And there, when it went there, it settled and it just spread, like it spread out and filled that area. And it was so heavy. I remember thinking at that time, this feels like liquid being poured inside me. This feels like it has weight. Like, what is that? It was like I was experiencing myself coming back in, but this liquid was being poured in me. So I'm not sure how to explain it other than that. It was a spiritual experience. This is probably the best way that I can explain it, in the best way, in the words that I have. And after that, I remember thinking, oh, it feels like there's liquid at the bottom of my spine. And so you're going to laugh, but it felt like there was liquid there. So I said to myself, okay, I need to go check. And so I went to the bathroom and I checked and it wasn't. And it was actually just a spiritual feeling. It was in my energy body. It was in my spiritual body that I was feeling it rather than in the physical, but it felt very, very much like liquid, very, very much like, um, something spreading out at the bottom of the sacrum. So in my experiences, I've been shown, not just through this experience, but through several others, and I will share them in my videos along the way as I'm guided. But this just came to me now. So you're more than the body, and so this divine self state is an aspect of yourself that's universal. It has, as I experience it to be, a greater wisdom, knowledge, information, and energy that, it brings through, that comes through me, um, to then offer me a greater way, and a better way to live my life, an easier way to live my life. So it helps me correct my thinking. It helps me to correct the conditioned beliefs that I have. And just, I felt a lot of like ease in my life. After I started channeling, I've learned a great deal. So I hope that whatever that I'm bringing through also helps you. And that's my hope. And I was intuitively guided to make these videos. And my genuine wish is that you learn and you gain something from this that will help you to better your life, that will help you to achieve more happiness and health and well-being in your life. So stay tuned. I'll keep making videos like this. I'm going to also bring through a message now if it wants to come through me, and I'll go into that meditative state. Please close your eyes if you'd like to also experience the non-physical in a deeper way, and to receive the information into the deeper part of yourself. I also have a I also have a Spotify account where I bring through channeled information, and this has background music attached to it, so you can actually listen to that. They're shorter messages and they have music if that's something that interests you. They're also channeled messages. So I'll begin now and see what comes through. I'm not sure if anything's going to come through or what's going to come through, so we'll just go into the meditative state now. Thank you for being here. We'll begin. Hello and welcome to the Conversations with Divine Self. We are a field of awareness and intelligence and energy. We are an experience. We are not separate than you. We are a part of the all that is, and more importantly, the divine self state is a part of you. You are directly connected to Source. You are directly connected to Source. You are taught, you are conditioned to believe that you are separate, that you must work to get to a certain place in your spiritual journey where you will then attain oneness with the divine. You are taught that you are separate. We are telling you today, and this is a message that we will bring through continually, that you are one with the divine. You are not separate. You never were. Why have you been told that you are separate? Because it is the ignorance. It is people desiring to control and manipulate. It is people not knowing and teaching half-truths. Not fully getting there themselves, yet teaching, that create this knowledge that is inaccurate. For the accurate and the truth is, the most accurate truth is that there is no separation between you and your divine self, between you and that which is God, between you and Source. You are more than this body. You are a spiritual being that is living a human life. You are not a human living a spiritual life. You are a spiritual being living a human life, thus a human being. But you are a human and a being. You are spirit first, coming into matter, coming into the body. When you are told that you are separate, you begin to see yourself as less than. This holds you back from experiencing yourself in a greater way, from experiencing your true self, your divine self state. So the first thing needed in order for you to experience this state, and anyone can experience this state if they so desire, if they so put in the time and do the correct practices. And we have described in other videos what this is. You can experience this state, but in order to experience it, You must eliminate the idea, the belief that you are separate from the divine, that you are less than, that your journey is long, that you cannot achieve this. For all this will hold you back. It is like you're playing tug of war with yourself. You are holding yourself back while wanting to move forward. When you have beliefs of separation, when you think that you are not one, and you start with this premise that you are not one with the divine, it is like tying a rope to yourself and to a pole, and then pulling yourself forward, desiring to move forward while this rope holds you back. So cut away the rope, change your beliefs and concepts to reflect the accurate understanding that you are one with the divine source. Start here. There is no right and wrong way. There is no right and wrong way. There is only the way that you carve out for yourself. At all given time, you are held in the energy, in the love of God. You are not alone, yet you feel alone. You are supported, and on your journey, you will be supported. For when you merge yourself with the divine, and you know yourself to be one with the divine, then your pathway becomes clear. Help comes your way when you need it, when you desire it. There is an ease and flow to life. You no longer struggle to find your way. Rather, you take comfort in the knowledge and the understanding that you are one with the divine, and therefore you are loved and supported at all given times. This is important to note for those who feel and think themselves to be separate from the source, also feel lost, also feel fear, also feel that they are not supported. That they must do something in order to become worthy, in order to become enlightened, in order to understand, to know God and experience God. And so not only are they creating distance between themselves and the divine, where none exists, but they are also creating this harmony in their life, more suffering in their life, and fear and struggle in their life. Thus, further holding themselves back from the experience of unity. And this is why we tell you to start with the premise that you are one, that you and the divine are one. The Creator is within its creation. It is not separate. And you will understand this, you will experience this on your journey. But begin with this understanding now, to quicken your path, to make your path effortless. For the more that you create separation and the idea that you are separate, the more you will remain as separate, never having the experience that you are one. And the more unity you create in the mind, the more unity you create in your emotions with the divine, the more you will allow the divine to flow into you and your life. So feel yourself as the love and the light of God shining in all directions at all given time, having an experience of life. Remove the idea that you are separate. Remove it, wipe it out. Replace it with the idea that you are one with the divine, that the divine is shining through you, as you, into this world. And feel how that feels. See the changes that this creates. You will begin to see and notice them in your own life. There was a recent experience that the channel had where the channel gave this knowledge to one of her friends who had been meditating for many years. But this friend experiences a lot of fear and has the idea that she is separate from the divine, that God is separate than who she is. And so she said to her friend, feel yourself as a space, because that is what she does. She said to her friend, do the same. Feel yourself as space and stay in observation while holding the belief, the correct belief, that you are one with the divine. For self-realization is just that, is it not? It's not called self-finding, she said to her friend. It's called self-realization. This is something we had told her. And so she communicated this to her friend, and her friend said, that makes a lot of sense. It is called self-realization. And so the next time she sat down to meditate, she said, okay, I'm going to do this. She had shared had any impact or not on how her friend was meditating. And her friend says to her one day, you know, I did what you said. I had an experience. I operated from this belief that I was one with God. And you know how you say that you hear God directing you? I also, all of a sudden, heard something, and it was helpful. And I think that's kind of what you mean. I felt myself as one with the universe, as one with God, and I had an experience. So she changed her understanding and her beliefs, and then her experience in life reflected that understanding. Her experience in life then reflected the correct understanding and the new belief. And she had an experience. We're asking you to do the same. This is how life works. This is how you experience divinity, by first understanding that you are one with the divine. There is no separation. It is all here, right now, for you to experience. All that needs to happen is you need to shed all your layers of limitation. You can do it. You can achieve it. Just let go of the limitation, of the thought, the belief that you are separate. For you are everything. You have no limitation. For you are everything. And this will become apparent to you more and more with time as you operate from this understanding. We hope this information and knowledge will serve you on your path. Blessings to all. Our love. Love to all. Namaste. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that what was shared helps you. Nothing else really much to say. I think this video is coming to an end, but before I go, I will mention that I still have my henna on my hands. So this is just recently I got, and I do love it. So I get it maybe once a year, twice a year. I keep it on for about 2 days almost. This is my second day without washing, and I just wear gloves in order to do certain things. So if you want henna and you love henna, This is kind of what it looks like. Kept the paste on for about 4 or 5 hours maybe. And after you get it, you let it dry, and then you put on it a mixture of lemon and sugar. Oh, I like just lemon and any sugar. You mix it and combine it, and then it stays. It helps it to be more kind of, stuck onto the skin, um, and it helps it to absorb deeper into the skin, the color. So I did that, and then I removed the henna and didn't wash my hands after that. So, and then it just keeps deepening, the color keeps deepening for about 72 hours. So it'll probably get a little bit darker than this, but thank you again for tuning in. I hope that what was shared is helpful to you, and that, the messages that I bring through will be something that benefit you in your life. I do find that when people ask me different questions, um, that, the information comes through that's more accurate. Whereas if I kind of sit down to channel, it's very generalized, the information that comes through. It's like it's for everybody, right? It's more general. Whereas when people ask me questions, the information is more direct, it's more for that individual. And it's very specific on a specific topic. So if you do have questions, please send them my way. Please write them in the comments below. Um, I think it would be really amazing to get to channel for you guys. So yeah, send them my way. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.